All right, we are here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show at the Sea Ray booth. We're about to check out their brand new SDX 230. This is its debut right here. So this is the first time seeing it in public. So we're really excited to check this thing out. This one is gonna have the optional 250 Mercury outboard. You can get the 200 as the standard, and then you can get stern drives as well. Those are still in development, actually. That's how new this boat is. But I believe it's going to be the 4.5, maybe the 6.2 available in the stern drive version. It is quite similar to the rest of the new SDX lineup that's undergone a refresh right now. But one commonality between all of them is going to be the electric folding tower if you choose to get one on the boat. And then the head and helm is actually going to be universal between them as well, but we'll check that out more as we get onto the boat. Before we step on, I do want to make one quick note that's easier to see from the outside here. The biminis on these stretch from the top of the windshield almost entirely to the backrest on the back seat. So really cool to see that expansive shaded area on these things. Before we step on here, just get a quick look. So it's gonna be one level in and out. That is one little difference from the other two bigger boats. So it's really cool. You just flat all the way in, one step in. The other ones are gonna have a little one step up and two steps down. But other than that, very similar. The sun pad is nearly identical. Just a little bit shorter, of course, but we're gonna step on here and talk about some things. So stepping onto the swim platform, looking at this aft sun lounging area, you're gonna have your Fusion remote control unit there. You're gonna have a USB port, and of course the two cup holders you see there. Flipping around this side, you get a little courtesy light down there, your gas fill there, and you get some sea deck material up on there. So if you're, for some reason, putting your foot up there, you're not scuffing up the gel coat or anything there. But looking in here, you're gonna be able to see quite a few people in this thing for a boat of this size. So a little versatility there at the helm. So there's a few positions that backrest can go in, so you can utilize that seat front and back if you want, or you can flip it around and just use it in one direction. Same goes for that side there. But we could fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could get 6 people back there if you choose to do so. But we're gonna step on board into the main cockpit here. Fighting with the music at another booth right now, so I hope y'all can hear my voice over it. I'm just gonna step up here and take a quick look back. So the camera's gonna follow me. You can see that pretty extensive bimini. You don't get the perspective as well inside, but nonetheless you can see it there. So under this side here, you are gonna get an inductive charging port there, some grippy pads, as well as 2 cup holders and a USB port and a Fusion speaker, and this really cool embroidery pattern they've got going on in the upholstery on these Sea Rays. I've always loved what they've done. They've changed it up a little bit from what I've seen before, but I still love what they got going on there. And this guy flips up so easily to give you a ton of storage space down in there. And if for some reason you needed to, you can access those systems, the wires for systems and stuff right there. So we'll close that guy up and flip around and show you all one thing on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and release that. And that gets you what would be the engine compartment if you had the stern driver surf version. But you can see all sorts of systems down on the boat, water tank. There is a platform over the bilge area, so you can set your stuff on it nice and flat. It's level. It keeps it up out of the bilge, so really nice to see that down in there. But we'll close that up and keep this little tour going forward. An item of note here, you can fold that down, and that gets you a completely flat sun pad there. But we'll flip around this direction and take a look at our helm. So these little seats here, like I said, multi-position. We'll just move that back. So you can still squeeze your butt on there a little bit and make it work, but that really opens up the helm space there. So almost identical helm on all 3 of the new SDX lineup. And so you're gonna get these twin Simrad displays here. You can have the chart plotter on all of it. You can have it split there like you do with the chart plotter, your sonar, depth finder, all that good stuff. You can have your gauges there. You can check out other engine information on these screens. You can control your audio from there. And then you've even got your trim tabs hiding down there. The switches on these things are cool. I'm a fan of them. They're not the cheap little plastic rockers. They are some quality switches now that do really cool things. So they just feel good and they do cool things. Like I said, like turn on all your accent lights. So you're gonna get those there. You're gonna get one there. And you're gonna get a subwoofer by Fusion hiding underneath of there. We'll shut those off here though. Of course, you get your digital throttle system there. And you do get an inductive charging pad, a second one for the captain down in there, as well as his cup holder and some USB and 12-volt ports there. Another cup holder up there, because why not? And on this side, very similar layout on this side to the SDX 250 with your Fusion audio head unit there. You can control it a couple other ways throughout the boat, like I mentioned, the remote, the main controls on the display, or straight from your phone, whatever's convenient. So someone's already got that slid back there, but that does, of course, close that. So we can just pop that right open, and that is as your head. The head is going to be the same on all three of these SDX boats, from the 250 to the 270, and this 230 even has this huge head for this size of boat. Fill that in with cushions if you choose, just a bunch of storage, whatever you really need to do with the space. Very generous amount of space on a boat of this size. Really cool to see Sea Ray keep that universal in the lineup. So we'll close that up. And then on this side, you may have noticed there's a couple holders for tables like such in the bow. That is where they would hide those on this boat. So if you get the optional tables, that is where they live. Just some grippy pads up on top of here, and a little watertight compartment so you can keep your phone in there, and you got even a charger and an auxiliary port for that. And we're gonna step up on into the bow. Should note, this walkway is slightly offset, so that just allows for a little bit more space on the starboard side there. It's a little cozier, comfier, that kind of thing. And you still obviously get your sun lounger on that side. So I did mention, of course, you can put a table up in here. And then all the way at the front, you're gonna get your locker up here. But it's not just a locker, they hide a ladder underneath of there. So you can get in and out of the boat extremely easy if you are beaching it with the bow forward, and you get an anchor wash down there too. Flipping around this way, just get a couple cup holders, a little rubberized pad. It's got a cool little pattern in it. I don't know if y'all can see that. And then you're gonna have a USB port there. And the setup is basically mirrored on that side of the boat. And you get that same really cool pattern in the upholstery throughout. But you could easily fit 3 or 4 people up in the bow area of the boat if you wanted to hang out there. And let's see how many you could fit back here. One at the helm, one behind it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could comfortably fit 6 or 7 people in the main cockpit here, and then 2 or 3 up in the bow. So tons of space for a boat of this size, honestly. Really, really cool to see what Sea Ray is doing with the little revitalization and update of their SDX line.